Hello, everyone out there, and welcome back to Midweek this afternoon with your host, Tank Ferret. And today I've got very special guest, Jason Dube from Scattered Comics. Man, how are you doing, Jason?
Hey, man, doing great. I like doing these videos anywhere from this point on into the afternoon because I'm more fully awake. I've got some coffee in me, and so I'm more aware of what's going on. I don't know how you guys do these early morning ones, man. I'm just like, oh, I don't. You guys could. I don't know. You guys got built with coffee, I guess.
Well, it's pretty wild, man. I miss out on a lot of the morning streams too. I'm usually busy just doing stuff behind the scenes. That's when I'm talking to printers and working with my clients for my day job. So I sadly miss out on a lot of the really awesome morning streams and have to go back and watch them again.
Oh, okay. So you're not a morning person either.
No, I'm really not. I'm a night owl. I do rather like to do the nighttime shenanigans.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah. I think you were on. Oh man, do you do like the ones that are 2 a.m. and stuff?
Sometimes I do.
I think I saw you pop up on one of my alerts, and I was like up late watching like an old classic horror movie or something, and all of a sudden I see your thing is up, and I'm like, what's he doing up, man? Does he sleep? Because this is a fluke that I was up that late, but
no. Sometimes I wonder if I do sleep. I do know that I get a good night's rest about once every couple of weeks, whether I want to or not.
Okay. Well, that's good. What's your body just give in and just say, all right, that's it?
We got Lorenzo Sleestack in the audience. What is up, Lorenzo? How are you doing? How are things in the land of the lost?
Hey, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo is a longtime fan of the show and been a wonderful contributor over here. Solid dude. Got a big heart. He's got a big heart. So what I've got up here on the screen is your campaign, man. You are over 3K funded.
Yeah, Lilith and Mara. It's doing really good. I'm really happy with how it's been going and how much support we're really getting for the book, and it's blown me away. So I really appreciate everyone that's just been so supportive and being a part of the campaign.
Nice, dude. This is great. I want to play your little trailer here.
Sure.
And but I have to ask the all-important question: is there anything copyrighted, like music-wise, in the trailer?
You know what? You're not the first to ask that question. No. Everything is all good. The music that plays on it, I got from the YouTube copyright-free music.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I do videos too, so I understand. You gotta be careful.
Yeah,
listens for a note of anything, it's copywritten, and it's like, nope, sorry.
We're gonna give this one a play. I hope this works out right. Last time I tried to play something, the audio didn't come through, but I'm gonna give this a shot here.
All we can do is try.
I can full screen that. Of course, I got my Laggy McLaggerson laptop running. Oh, of course, it helps if I unmute it. All right, we're gonna try this again. All right.
Well, it looks great.
Dude, that was awesome. That is a great.
Oh,
Great.
awesome! Thank you, man. I hope the sound came through on your end. I couldn't hear it, but
Well, let's check the chat and see what they're saying. We got Shinobi Raccoon. What's going on,
Shinobi
Shinobi? How are you
Raccoon, what's
doing?
up?
I love Shinobi. Shinobi's an awesome up and coming artist. Just getting better.
I know.
Better.
I've seen the work.
Yeah, he's got some great stuff. He's got some great stuff, man. That was a really good trailer, man. Audiences, was the sound okay out there for you guys? Please let me know in the comments. I'm still getting used to this whole StreamYards thing. When I used to run it through the OBS, I knew exactly what I was dealing with, but this is a whole new beast.
Yeah, I tried StreamYard myself, and I had a lot of bad luck with it. So now I just do everything pretty low key. I do screen share on like live, and I just use Skype when I'm talking to somebody. It is definitely not professional, but
right. No, it's whatever you can make work.
That's kind of what it ended up being. It was just kind of like that. But yeah, let me know if everyone got to hear that.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to this page here and we're gonna take a look at what you got going on. So tell me about your team here. Who's your creative team?
Yeah, so Frederick Allison Jr. Did the artwork, the interiors for this comic. I was the writer of the comic, and we have some beautiful covers we have the one you're seeing on the screen there is by Summerdale, who is an amazing artist. She does this she's got this great like style. It's like paintery. I don't even know how to explain it except for it's just beautiful. I had her to do a cover on my Genesis project, and it just came out so amazing that I was like, okay, you have to do a cover for all my projects now. So I was lucky to get her to do one for this Lilith and Mara. She actually did a couple of pieces for this project, for this campaign. One of the stretch goals that was unlocked was a sticker, like a head of Lilith, and she did a separate piece of artwork for that. And she also did a variant edition cover as well as a Mother's Day card print. So we were lucky to get 3 pieces from her on this one. And
that's fantastic.
Oh, thank you, man. And Noel Serrano.
Yeah.
He's my art director over here at Scattered. He does a comic book called Blinth, and he came aboard on this campaign to do a bunch of variant covers and stuff. So we've got what you're seeing on the screen there is his tame Lilith and Mara cover. And then he's got a couple other variants of that one, which is the I guess the risque version. And then he also has one that it's called a virgin cover, which has no logos or anything on it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess I should just go. It's just a nude cover. It's nothing risque. It's beyond risque. So you're on the screen right now. You're seeing another Summerdale piece, but that she did for Genesis, and this one was for the previous campaign.
Okay.
But this is like a second chance. So we actually are offering a completely different cover variant. So if they didn't get on board the Genesis campaign, those are all there's no way they can get those, but this is a second chance variant that we are offering this time.
Nice.
But it's something different. So I've even had some people from the last Genesis campaign go and get this second chance variant because they're like, oh, I want that one too.
Hey,
so there you go.
Hey, that's what collectors do. They want to get it all. They're like Pokemon.
I know. That's the bundle that seems like everyone's grabbing because I'm going through and explaining all these different comics, like the one you just passed with the green-haired girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's Shadowhunters, and it's actually a tie-in issue. Like the story in that actually ties in with the Lilith and Mara. Like they actually interlock. But you don't have to have the Shadowhunters comic to like understand the Lilith and Mara and vice versa. But we do offer it since there is a connection there. It's kind of fun to see that connection. And Noel Serrano is offering a postcard print to go along with that. So
I like that.
What I'm sorry.
I said I like that. I like the fact that it falls into the category of like omake. It's a side story that adds to the main story, but you don't have to read it in order to enjoy the main story.
Right. It's not like one of those mainstream crossover things where you have to get every different comic book in order to understand something something minute happened.
Yeah, no, that's always a crazy cash grab. Like I always thought that was kind of like slimy.
I kind of didn't mind it so much back in the 90s when all my like favorite artists were doing a bunch of these like when the Image people were still with Marvel and stuff.
Yeah.
To me it was like, oh well, I want these books anyway, but now it seems like they just kind of have an excuse to do it. I don't know. I don't really have the money to collect comics like I used to back in the old days anyway. Any money I have, I'm getting books from like, the people we know, like you guys. So
I dig it. No, now we're going direct to the consumer. What's up, Shabby? How you doing? Shabby is an incredible artist, and he is working with a dude by the name of Pickles on a comic called Vestry. It's a good sword and sorcery. Like, it's good. It's really, really good. I've seen behind the scenes. I don't know how much I could leak on that. I'm gonna have to get him up here on the show because it's a really good book. Like I like some good sword and sorcery. So if you're into like Red Sonja or Conan or anything of that sort,
wow. Okay,
dude, cool. This one's gonna knock your socks off. He's bringing something new to the table on that. Sorry.
That's what we need. We need, a variety of different kinds of books, so not everything's all, I mean, everyone's got their voice as writers and artists and that, of course, but, it's good just to have a bunch of different genres. So, yeah, definitely always want to look for different things, for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it lively. You got to keep bringing new stuff to the genre. I mean, I think that's one of the big failings of the major companies is that they seem to be scared to push the storyline forward. And anytime they do, the fans seem to really enjoy it, but they'll get those writers or artists and those creative teams will move on to other projects. They'll get like a promotion per se and get a more prestigious project or something of the sort. And the next creative team that comes in just retcons it, undoes any of the stuff, and just starts writing the same stuff that we've been reading for the last, say, 30 years.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. My big example that I like to use, I could just, pick on the low-hanging fruit and say DC Comics, reboot. But the big one that I like to bring up is Marvel's Civil War. That actually got me interested in Marvel Comics after I tuned out of Marvel Comics in the late 90s.
Okay.
I read Civil War and I was like, oh man, how are they going to deal with this? This turns the entire universe on its head. This was amazing. This was incredible. This was fun. And this is heartbreaking. This was good. And then I just started looking and I was like, it's like nothing ever happened really.
I do. Yeah, I do notice that happens a lot where it's like the whole thing, like they do that. They get everyone excited and almost like it's almost like excited in a good / bad way because everyone's nervous. What could happen to my favorite characters? Anything could happen right now. And then you go through the whole series, a bunch of stuff happens, and then it all kind of works out where nothing really, is a result of that everything's happened. Like everything kind of, goes back to a norm. Maybe they killed off one character, but it's always like a character that, maybe he's not completely dead or something. But yeah, it seems like there's no real result in a lot of the big crazy ones where they're tipping everything on its head.
Yeah. Well, let's I'm going to give a quick shout out to the chat again, because we've got real Dr. Bankman in the chat. What's up, Dr. V? How are you doing? Lorenzo Sleestack informs us that My Pickles is a talking pickle from the United Kingdom. And yes, that he is. And he does awesome pickle art. He pickled a whole. You remember when that whole 6 fan arts challenge was going around?
Oh yes, I got caught up in that a little bit.
He pickled a bunch of characters. It was awesome.
He actually put them in pickle jars?
No, he drew them up as pickles.
What? Oh, I actually would like to see that. That's a very creative way.
Yeah, no, the guy's really creative, and like him working with Shabby on Vestry. I mean, Shabby is my long lost son from my international adventures that I don't remember, because that must have been one hell of a weekend. But our real Dr. Bankman says Deceased is great, and he picked up some more Zenoscope books. And Zenoscope, I enjoy some of the Zenoscope books. They're kind of cheesecakey and they're fun. You know, they're a good fun take on some of the classics. I read some of the fairy tale ones, and I enjoyed them. Shinobi Raccoon says Wolverine died for a 3rd time. Don't worry, he'll be back in a year and a half. Yeah, no, seriously, man. When Wolverine died for the first real time, like the other times where it was a close call, but he survived. But when Magneto ripped the adamantium out of his body, I gotta lie, man, that was devastating to me, and I was not an avid Marvel reader at the time, but I picked up that storyline when I saw the one cover, and then I went and got the back issues, and I read up on it, and it was good. And then he died, and I was like, oh wow, that was intense. And then like he came back as some weird mutant creature, and it was just like, oh dude, just let him stay dead. Just that would have been the prime time to create and introduce X-23. That's how it's gone. That used to be Marvel's thing, was we're gonna kill off Captain Marvel. Hey, look, there's a new Captain Marvel.
Right. That's what I was kind of talking about. Is sometimes they're not quite dead as everyone thinks, or yeah, they're brand new. They're a brand new character that's the same, but
yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Well, shoot, the other one's dead. Well, somebody's going to pick up the mantle. I don't mind that. I don't mind, killing a character, but it's when it's done so much that the impact of the death of the character just doesn't have the effect anymore. Like, oh, they killed Iron Man. Great.
I remember it was a big deal when I was growing up, and they had the death of Superman, and when he became like 4 different Supermans or something like that. It was like a metal guy, and I didn't actually read the comics, but I did kind of follow along because it was like in the news. Superman's done. They're killing off Superman, and there was like a Superboy, like one with a beard or something, and I don't even know exactly what happened, but I know that in the end, Superman comes back, right? What is this madness? Doesn't anyone work anymore?
That's E. Ortiz. That is the awesome one. He's got a show that hopefully will be coming back sooner than later. It's called The Digital Bullpen. He had a new addition to his family. So
congratulations, E.
Yeah, he's just been doing the responsible thing, as disgusting as that is, and how it leaves a taste in my mouth, all that responsibility.
Oh, come on.
But no, just for serious though, he has a great show where people get together online and they work and they get to and the fans get to hang out with them while they're working, and that's what they do. They talk shop.
Oh, kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Here is a place, this is a channel where people can come get away from all the nonsense that's on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media outlets and just enjoy some comics. I know. That's crazy talk.
You're just blowing my mind here. What are you talking about?
I know. It's like, I don't know, it's like comics matter or something. Let's talk about these awesome. Let's talk about your reward, your reward tiers, your investment tiers. See, I like to call them investment tiers here because people are investing in a product. They are taking a look and they go, you know what, this person has a potential to reach out into a market. And Jason, you've been at this game for a while. I think what we first met, Wizard World 2015 up in Sacramento.
Right. No, I remember that, and I remember I was kind of bummed because I knew that the CK table was going to be there, and when me and Noel got our table, we actually were supposed to be like right next to you guys, so we could all hang out, during the whole show. But somehow, I guess when they sent out the mailer and said, "Oh, okay, here's the assignments for everybody," and then I looked and we weren't even on there, and I'm like, "What the heck? What?" So I contacted them and they're like, oh, right, we just didn't update the list yet. And then, and then they sent me an updated list, and we're like way in the like far end back in the corner. Like I think what they did is they left us off and they're like, give them one of those tables in the back.
Yeah, we were on opposite ends of Artist Alley across from the autograph booths. And that was kind of a bummer because we had to like migrate.
Yeah, they put you far back too. So
yeah, well, we were right across from Kevin Conroy and
that's pretty cool.
Adrian Paul.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. And the guy who was the police officer from the show Grimm, the one with all the hair.
Really?
Yeah, he was right in between those two guys, and I'm like, dude, how cool is that? You're like sandwiched between two legends of nerddom.
Yeah, so yeah, you can make it. Yeah, I probably would fanboy out a little bit.
Yeah.
Have some fun with them.
And I remember that you ran just like this dynamite merch booth. I remember that.
Oh, brother, thank you.
That I was like, this guy gets it. Merchandising. That's just ever since that I was like, dude, I like that. That is some top notch stuff. So let's talk about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, let's talk about these reward levels.
Yeah, man. Sorry. So you were saying a lot of people. I'm showing all these books, and a lot of people like the bundle where it says give me it all. They're for $50. I'm gonna break through all the madness of all these great things that you're offering. Let me just get it all. And so this has been our most popular bundle, and on all these bundles or all these books that you get, the Dog Star Return, Shinobi.
Dog Stars. It's the greatest anti-whisper campaign in all of comics. we talk shop, we support each other, and kick butt. Sorry, go right ahead.
That's the way it's supposed to be, man. And that's why I feel very comfortable just hanging out and drawing. And so I'd like to get that guy's channel when it goes back up. That sounds like a lot of fun, just hanging out and drawing and talking. But as far as the different books that we're offering, all of them have, and I don't know if you're real familiar with a lot of the crowdfunding projects, but I'm just kind of learning more and more about it myself. So I was really, really thrilled to find out you can have like options for each of your perks. So someone can get the book and they have the option to have it signed or not signed. And it's all built into when they do the checkout. And then they have these add-ons that you can add on to during checkout. You have the option to add on to stuff. And I have one where I'm doing sketches. Okay. So people can add a sketch like this one here.
Oh, hold on. Let me get this situated.
Okay.
Boop. There we go. Oh, cool.
This is one I actually just did yesterday. And what I do is I take the backboard for the comic book bag and I draw directly on that, pencil and ink it, videotape it, put it up on my YouTube channel with their name. So it's kind of like they can, because you have to wait till the campaign's over before you actually get to, get your physical stuff. So this is a way that they can kind of see this being made, and then they can show it off to their friends and family and go, hey, look, look at my sketch I had done. But that's another one of the add-ons that we have to offer. So yeah, I'm my first campaign was a lot more. It was just like really simple, and this campaign that I'm doing with Noelle, we're kind of dipping into all the little features that the crowdfunding platform IndieGoGo has to offer. So it's fun, but I'm taking it slow. This is my second one on IndieGoGo. I'm just trying to take it piece by piece, and this one's just been it's been a blast. So
nice. That's nice. Let's go ahead and get back to the page here. And so yeah, that big bundle. What's all in that big bundle?
So in the big bundle, you get everything. You get the regular edition of Lilith and Mara. You get Noelle Serrano's 2 variants, the tame version and the nude version, as well as the Genesis Second Chance. You get the Shadowhunters tie-in comic. You get the Shadowhunters postcard. You get all the comics digitally. You get a desktop, and and of course, now that we have all the stretch goals, a bunch of stretch goals unlocked, you also get a backboard print, is what I call it. It's a print that's the size of the backboard that we can slip in there with the comic. You have the Summerdale sticker, and you have the what's the new one we just unlocked? The bookmark. And we have some other stretch goals that were unlocked, which were different new variants that Noelle Serrano has made that you can add on to your purchase. And the one I'm really excited about is the one, if we hit the 4,000 mark, I dug into my old comic book archives and I found the very first appearance of Lilith and Mara from my Scattered series that I was doing back in the 90s. And so we're offering a 16-page comic book ash can, basically. And it's a new print of that, and it's a story called Suddenly Inedible, and it has Lilith and Mara in there. So they're not like the focus in that, but you kind of get to see them from back in the day and where they all were coming from. So it's kind of a nice little extra. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's really cool. So you get, yeah, that's really cool. And what's great is that you've been at this for a long time, so that
a long time. That story is probably about it was back in the I think it was 96 when that story first came out.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, and then, what I'm getting at here with that is that that gives a degree of reassurance to consumers, that you've been delivering.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That you've been delivering, these quality products for a while, and that you're no stranger to any of this stuff, any of the potential, craziness that might come along, or anything of the sort. So that's really cool. So yeah, you got a bunch of people who claimed that right there, that $50 Give Me It All bundle. You got a $5 digital blood. And,
right.
What's all in there?
That one you get the regular edition covered digitally plus a desktop wallpaper.
Nice.
And yeah, that's the it's basically you just want the book, but you want to support. You don't really want a physical edition. You just want to check it out. This is the tier for you, and or investment, as you call it.
That's right.
And then they'll probably get it, and they're like, "Man, I should have got the physical."
And let's see here. We got scrolling further down. We've got the $15 bundle, the digital blood bank.
Right. So that's basically, and again, this is the bundle of all the books the tie-in, Shadowhunters tie-in, the Genesis Second Chance, and the regular edition Lilith and Mara book, plus the desktop wallpaper. It basically just all the books and the desktop bundled together for you digitally.
Nice. That's cool. And then we've got. Sorry, I'm on my laptop, so this thing does not want to scroll down. There we go. And then we got Get the Comic Book, $15.
Right. And that's just basically as it sounds. You get the book, and of course we send you the digital copies on all the physical tiers. They'll also be getting all the digital copy of the book and the desktop.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. And then we've got the Noel Serrano variant cover, which
the team.
That's the cheesecake. Mm-hmm. We like cheesecake. You familiar with that term?
Yes, I remember last time you had me on. Yeah, you introduced me to the cheesecake term. So
yeah, no, we got to get Noel on the cheesecake challenge on Monday nights.
Cheesecake challenge.
Yeah,
that's every Monday
p.m. Pacific on Slick Jimmy Speaks. That's Slick Jimmy is a wordsmith, and he comes up with challenges. This isn't just like some silly drawing contest. This is a challenge. He gives specific guidelines to be followed, and it's got to be sexy.
Okay, I'm actually interested in this.
All right, well, I'll have to hook you up with the.
I love watching artists, especially when it's live. I love watching them, just go at it. I was on a show called The Art of War, and this is where I was doing that 6 character thing, is because they had decided that was going to be the challenge for the artists, is to do 6 characters in the time frame of the show.
Okay.
So yeah, that was. But I love that kind of stuff. I love watching artists just create on the spot. So that's why I like to watch your show.
Oh, why? Thank you. And we see. Let's go on down here. Let's see here. We've got the Genesis #1 Virgin cover. So that's the one that doesn't have any of the copy on the outside of the cover. It's just the art. Right.
And that's actually something I just learned about. I didn't really know about Virgin covers, and Noel's been schooling me on that. So I'm glad, because it's cool and collectors like it, and I just didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. And that's $15. And then you've got another $15, the Shadowhunters tie-in issue. So that's the Shadowhunters issue. That's right. Standalone?
That's another one of those. Right. It's the tie-in issue that we were talking about, where the Lilith and Mara comic actually connects with that Shadowhunters book, but it's not done in a way where you have to have it, but it's kind of fun just to have it.
Okay.
So yeah. And and then Noel threw in a postcard print to go along with that. And you got some cheesecake there.
There, Noel, the king of cheesecake. He's got to
king of cheese. I'm gonna start calling him that now.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I love about Noel's art. It's just like it's there's a lot of cheesecake, and we like
There's
it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with some good cheesecake. And then we've got the Noel Serrano nude variant. This is the spicy cheesecake edition.
This one seems to be very popular. And yes, I think this is where people start going, wow, which book should I get? And then I think that's why the that $50 bundle is so popular. It makes it easier for people to decide when they start getting all these different cool things that they could choose from. At least that's what I would do.
There's a sweet spot in crowdfunding, right? The average contribution to a crowdfunding campaign on IndieGoGo is around $45.
Oh, okay.
So, and generally in crowdfunding, it's around $50. That's known as the sweet spot. And
I just did it right. I see it, and I'm new, and I didn't even know this.
See, a lot of campaigns make a mistake that they don't have a $50 buy-in. They don't have a sweet spot buy-in. They offer a lot of great deals, which is really awesome, But I try to remind folks. I'm like, look, this is the reason why I say this is an investment platform. It's not a sales platform. This is an investment platform. This is where you build your business. There was a guy who, there was a guy that he ran a successful crowdfunder, raised nearly $200,000 with it.
Wow.
And he used that to go get investors. Now, granted, he went in the wrong order when he did this. He failed to fulfill his campaign before getting these investors, but he did. He got smart. He got the investors, and he got his books into Walmart.
Oh, is that the? I've been hearing about the Walmart comics.
Yeah, and they're well received. The comics are well received, but he went out sequence on that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so like I'll praise I'll praise him as a business person in one regard, but I'll wag my finger at him in another regard of no. You make sure that your investors are happy, that they get their promised return.
Did you invest?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. I was just like, are you one of these investors that are like, hey, where's my books?
No, and I think that actually gives my voice a little more weight in this.
Right.
I know a bunch of people who did invest, and some of them are like, they're like, as people should be, they're happy for him because he did take his business to the next level, and he's able to go ahead and do that. And from now on, when he does do a crowdfunding, after he fulfills, he can do it as a promotional venture. And crowdfunding is great for a promotional venture. That gives people special goodies. That gives them access to stuff that you can't get to in the general market. That's where you get the collectors in.
Right.
I like this right here. The Noel Serrano, and then we've got the bundle Summer of Blood.
Yeah. So this is a bundling up all Summer's books, and we, the Mother's Day edition that you got on the screen right there, right next to it, the big one. That was a new summer piece that we did just for a Mother's Day kind of reward. And, thinking back, I should have maybe had that available with the Summer of Blood, but it is available as an add-on. So if people do get the Summer of Blood and they're like, I want that summer variant cover Mother's Day image, they can add that on as well now because it was added in. But yeah, that was an extra one we weren't actually planning to do, but we were like, hey, you know what? Let's do something for the moms.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's gorgeous artwork too. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Summer is phenomenal. Yeah, definitely.
And then we've got the Noel Serrano's Virgin cover. So that's the spicy cheesecake one without
that's
all
the spicy cheesecake, and it's a Virgin cover, and it's limited to 15. So that one's only going to have 15 total printed, and so it's a little bit more than the other ones, but because it's very limited.
Okay, yeah. So that's the super collector's edition. And then I like this one right here. You've got retailers packs for $100. That's
right.
Pretty smart. And sadly, nobody's claimed that. But then again, right now, comic stores, they're very worried about their own future.
Right. Things are rough right now with the retailers. But the way I came up with this retailers pack is I actually talked to a retailer during my last campaign, and we were trying to figure out how to make it work because I contacted him and I was like, oh, I got this Genesis campaign. Do you want to get something for your store? And he was like, well, at the prices on the campaign, there's no way, I'm going to make any kind of profit, because they got to make something too. And so I was like, okay, that's understandable. Maybe next time. So when I did this campaign, I thought of how can we do this? So we got them discounted from from whatever everyone else is getting. And we also don't have price tags on the covers at all. So the retailers can, at that point, sell them for whatever they need to make some sort of profit. And also I try to stress to the retailers that this book, Lilith and Mara, as well as the Genesis, even though there's a second chance here, after this campaign's over, this book is gone. It won't be available. So you automatically will have a out of print collector's item for your store. So there's that as well.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, I know it's, they got to make money too. So I totally understood that they can't just, they need some help, as far as the pricing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's see here. We've got this cover art, Noel Serrano cover art. What is? There's only one of that, so I'm guessing that's original art.
That's original art. It's done. He did pencil, inks, acrylics, and some markers. Yeah, it's a one of a kind piece, and I was like, whoa, only 100? I might have to get that. But yeah, he did a couple of different pieces. There's one more that he did of Mara, and and he did them just for the campaign, just to help out with it, and they look amazing.
Yeah, no, that looks really cool. It's nice mixed media. That's pretty nifty. And then we've got this Noel Serrano original art as well.
Yep, that's the other one, the Mara one that he released.
Nice.
And that's done. That's also the acrylics, the pencil inks, and acrylic and markers as well.
Nice. So good, nice mixed media.
Yeah. I'm like, you're basically you're basically selling a painting here.
yeah, no, $100. I mean, that's a nice deal right there, and that's really awesome.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Great team. And then you got original art from Noel Serrano. Again, it's $125.
Yeah, this is the cover art, and these were the preliminary pencils, I think, that he did.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. And then what else we got going on down here? We've got original art from Noel Serrano. It's $250. And what's that entail?
So that is the finished inks and stuff that he used for the final cover. He scanned that in, and then we sent that to the colors to color. But that's the final inks. And of course, I can't show. It was hard to crop this in the right place. So it's
and not safe for work.
Yeah, there you go. Not safe for work.
All right. And then we've got and then the last one is all sold out. That was an original Jason Dube cover art. Nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. I really appreciated that. That happened right at the beginning. I was like, are you kidding?
And I've got a special guest in here on the hot seat because he's in the middle of his production day. How you doing, Doc Hog?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doc Hog, nice to meet you.
Same here, Jason. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Just hanging out, drawing, and doing work.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, right?
I'm actually on deadline for the newspaper I'm writing for, but unfortunately it involves collating a shit ton of data, and I am just about had it with that crap. So it's like, guys, you work at a university, you put data up on your website, put it into a downloadable Excel file. Don't make me copy and paste 50 goddamn states for this shit. It's like all these university people, they never think, they think, oh, we got all this data here, but they never think how to put it to any practical goddamn use, so.
And you get stuck having to do it.
Well, yeah, we want to know what the states, what the, let me share my screen because it's,
I got you, brother.
If that's all right.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
You want to share your screen? Because I got your tilt lined up.
Yeah, it's better if I do it because.
All right, yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, I sent you the share screen. Should be there.
Okay, let me try again.
Do it again.
No, there it is. I just had to do another one. There you go, brother.
Yeah. Alrighty. This is Tilt. This is the Superheroes Meet the Sopranos, and I am in my last 12 hours of this campaign.
Oh wow!
I will be going to. It will be going in demand, but the thing about in demand is certain options start getting taken down as they run out. But at any rate, let you know this is a 32-page comic. All 32 pages are inked, colored, and lettered. My colorist, graphic designer Lenore King has gotten the two inside covers finished, and we're now just working on the back cover. Got a few other little things to rejigger, but with some luck, it's going to the printer tomorrow. A lot of things have to go right between now and then, but it's going to go to the printer very, very soon. Regardless, tomorrow is when I'm hoping to get it to the printer, though. Alrighty, let me talk a little bit about the story for any of your viewers who have not yet heard about Tilt or know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
The main character here is Jennifer Polar, and she has the ability to make the kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive. This is what you've got around here is the Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, and Jack of Hearts. Now, why does she have that power? She has it because of these guys. These are the main mobsters in the story. This is the head mobster, Johnny Ricca. He does look a bit like Tony Soprano. We modeled him on that. And next to him are Jack Tessio and his younger brother, Marco Tessio. They are mob hitmen, enforcers. And they murdered Jennifer's dad, Larry. In the spirit realm, Larry after they murder Larry, they're now after Jennifer, and she goes into hiding. But in the spirit realm, the dad, Larry, is asking a spirit to give her a power to protect her, and the spirit says yes, but for a price. And Larry kind of reluctantly eventually agrees, and that power is to make the kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive, and they are there to protect her. But the price is that she has to use that power to eliminate the mobsters who murdered her dad. And this scene here is the first time a character appears to her. She just has to toss the card on the ground. It expands, it flips up, and at any rate, in this scene, Jennifer, passes out from the shock, which I suspect most people would do. And this is the very first time they actually go after a mobster. I really like what my artist Marcos Lima did here, where the jack is half out of the card before it's completely up. And as you can guess, that is not water trailing behind the axe there. And we've also got, as your boy Zach likes to say, lots of non-approved body type in this comic book. Let's see what else. Alrighty, let's talk about the perks. We have the standard cover here, which was created by Jordi Armengol. You can also get the variant cover, which was created by Jeff Craven. It's basically a house of cards with the various characters on it. And let's see, we have a pinup by Lenore King.
Nice.
The genre is mobster action drama. She decided to go kind of with more of a horror motif, and I really
That's
like.
probably why I like it.
Yeah, I really like what she did here. And then the other one, the other perk is a deck of cards, a 54 card poker deck. And this is what will be on the back of the deck of cards. Some people have asked me, what about, the actual characters on the downside, the kings, queens, what do they look like? They're going to look like your regular kings, queens, and jacks this time, because, I had to, this is my first campaign. You have to really worry about costs. I am planning to do that for the second campaign with the next deck of cards. And I'm hoping to have various artists draw, the various characters, but for now it's just going to look like a standard deck on the flip side. But this nice little image will be on the back. Okay. I have since I have reached my funding goal, I am now have a $4,000 stretch goal, and by my last check, I was $364 away from that. Now let me check here real quick. And yeah, I am $364 away from my stretch goal. The stretch goal, if we hit it, everyone will get 2 free pinups. One is a virgin version of the the standard cover. And the second is this little number right here. This was drawn by this was actually fan art drawn by, oh boy. Oh crap! It's Arch something, and now I'm drawing a blank. At any rate, I liked what he did so much. I was like, "Look, can we add to this to the stretch goal? What's your price on this? Let's talk about it." And we agreed on one, and so I added this to the stretch goal. You'll be getting a pinup of this if I reach the stretch goal, and it would be nice if I reached it, right as the campaign ended. Probably not going to happen, but that's all right. I will still fulfill it, and it's probably like a week away from getting there anyways. So I will fulfill it, and let's see what else here. Just a couple of the tiers. If you want to go digital, that is an option. I'm more of the type of person who's kind of like Stan Lee, that comic books are like boobs, great to see on the screen, but you prefer to have them in your hand. But yeah, some people are going digital. Hey, that's an option. Then you can also get just one physical copy for $13. You have the option of either the standard cover or just the variant cover. And also all the physical copies, you will also be getting the digital copy on those tiers. And then finally, you can get two copies, one with the standard cover, one with the variant cover for just $20. And the other two perks, the pinup by Lenore King and the deck of cards, those are add-ons. So you just choose which tier you want. You can add those on. I slowly drop the price for those as you go up the tiers. So at this tier here, the full house tier, you can get the whole smash, both comic books, the digital, the deck of cards, the pinup, for $30. And I think and that includes shipping. I only charge extra for shipping if it's out of the country, out of the United States. And so I think for $30, you're going to have a hard time. I think you'll have a hard time finding a better deal than that on IndieGoGo, at least among comic book campaigns. And sorry, this one's not available anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ooh, whoops, shit. Oh, damn it!
I missed it. What?
Yeah. Well, you're going to be able to go back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Do I need to nuke this stream?
No, you don't need to nuke the stream. It's fine. It's that there's actually going to be a surprise on the back cover, and so I forgot that was in there. Shit. Oh well. If you won't say anything, I won't. So
say anything about what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are my kind of guys, I tell you.
We got your back. We got your back. Trust us. We all make mistakes.
I trust you with my main girlfriend when I'm hanging out with my other girlfriend. Yeah, that's about it. Due back it soon. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say about that. It is issue 1 of a 3-issue series. I'm going to be having issue 2 out sometime later this year. And again, my business model is kind of one, I want to try to get this into the hands of backers as quickly as possible. So that's why the comic is pretty much, is a hair's breadth from being finished. And like I said, with a little bit of luck, it will be going to the printer tomorrow. That's about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Doc, for coming by and making it in here, because I know this is the last day of regular funding, so I want to try and help you get to that stretch goal, so that because this has been a good campaign.
It's your first one.
Highly underrated.
Yeah, it's my first one, and I'm thinking about in a couple of weeks doing a couple of videos on how to meet your funding goal when you're a first timer, because it's Going into it, I didn't, I'm kind of like, I was initially wanted to go for a $4,000 goal, but then, the coronavirus hit, which was, at least for my campaign, only in that context was it a blessing, because I said, let's drop it to 3,000. And, I think just dropping it that extra 1,000 is what helped me get to the goal. But yeah, there was a ton of preparation to get to that point, not just in putting the comic book together, but in networking and getting to know people and making sure that, I made a big list of YouTube shows before I launched my campaign and started asking people about going on them. And, of course, that's where you're going to get probably 80% of your backers from YouTube shows. So there's a ton of preparation. And, I was very lucky. I've had good advice from so many different people. And, the nice thing about Comicsgate is that there are so many people willing to give you advice, if you just ask. And, it was an invaluable resource. And without that, I would almost certainly not have been funded I don't think I'll say this, without that advice, this first campaign would not have been a success.
Wow.
I can dig it, man.
No,
So
I looked around a lot. I'm still new to this too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
But yeah, I was watching. I went on IndieGoGo and just looked at all the different campaigns and tried to figure out why were some successful, why were some not, and just try to model my my page and my setup to kind of, especially the first one I did. This is my second. Kind of on the ones that looked like they had some sort of a model that worked. So it's definitely a learning curve. And
yeah, and I think the biggest thing is, don't go out and try to reinvent the wheel. Build on what other people have done. And when it's your first time, some people go out and they already have 10,000 subscribers or however many to their YouTube show. I think well, like for Graded 0.5, okay, it was their first time, but they'd already built up a big YouTube show, and they were funded within a week. But that's rare, and I only had about 150 subscribers on my show, on my channel by the time I launched. So I really want to do some video, and some people are successful funding without YouTube, without having their own YouTube shows. How do you do it? Because a number of people say, go out and start your own YouTube show and get lots of subscribers. Well, you may not want to take the 5 years it takes to get up there, or you just may not be entertaining enough to gain subscribers. People like Wanger and Graded 0.5, they're so damn entertaining that people flock to them pretty quickly. But most of us are not, and that's just but you can still get funded. And if I were to just give a couple quick bits of advice, start early. On Twitter, get on Twitter, join some of the Comicsgate groups, promote other people's work on your YouTube streams, retweet it, or make up your own tweets about their comics and why people should back them. Because what you're doing is you're making internet friends, so to speak, at least the good kind of internet friends, and and you're just building up a reservoir of good feeling, and some of that gets returned when it's your turn. But that takes preparation. You got to get on it. I would say close to a year in advance. I mean, not necessarily. You can certainly make that up quickly, but it helps. And let other people know.
Building up solid networks. Wherever you're going to build your network, build your network. And
the network was I think the key to getting the number one key to getting funded, because
we may have some fans in common, but largely we'll have a wide variety in our fan bases.
No, I've this last campaign, I've actually met a lot more people through doing these campaigns now that I didn't even know, and that this is what they do, and it's great to meet more people that are doing this, and luckily everyone's been really nice too, so that's always a good thing.
if you want, hit me up on Twitter. I'll send you my Excel files where I've got all the shows and all the shows that I've gone on. This is actually appearance number outside of my own shows. I think this is appearance number 32 that I've done.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, I was relentless about it. I mean, I even and never pass up a show. Don't get into the I got to get only on the big show mindset. You'll get one or two of those opportunities, and you'll do well. Like I've managed to jump on Cecil's channel. And that was really my biggest 12 to 24 hours that I had. But, you know, especially when you're a first timer, you know, I had one guy he had his own show, and he was just I was talking to him back and forth on Twitter, and he's really emphasizing I needed to go on shows. So I was about to say, turn it around on him and say, okay, great. When can I go on your show? You know, and before I did it, I checked his page, and he had like only 40 subscribers. And my initial thought was, well, only 40 subscribers. Then I thought to myself, no. Don't think that way, because you don't know, you know, at that point in the campaign, and in every campaign, it's every single new backer that you can get. So then I turned around and said, okay, when can I go on your show? I went on it the next day. It was a good show. He was very, he really challenged me on a lot of questions, and it was actually pretty helpful in that, because, you know, it forced me to really, you know, think about a lot of things and, okay, am I doing this right? But I ended up getting one more backer out of his show, and, you know, you never know. And I've been on. I remember, I won't say which show, but one of them had thousands of subscribers. I got on it.
Wow.
And I thought, oh wow, hey, this is going to be a huge night. I don't think I got a single backer out of it.
Oh.
I don't know why that was. You know, I'm sure there have been plenty of people who've gone on there and got tons of backers, but you know, I was ecstatic when he said yes to going on his show, and then, you know, like the next 2 to 3 days, when you would expect to get, you know, the initial hits and then some of the residual from the show, nothing happened. And you know, the other thing is get used to getting very grouchy from lack of dopamine hits. That is, every time you get a new backer, you're going to be like, yeah, and then, you know, you're going to get 5 or 6 in a row, and you'll be just like on cloud 9, and then you'll go 3, 4, sometimes 5 days without a single new backer. By day 4, you're getting really grouchy. Yeah, I'm serious. Get used to that cycle, because and you know, if you need, you know, if you need a pep talk or something, again, hit me up on Twitter when you do it, because I will be happy to talk you through it, because you will get through it. You know, it's very cyclical, and you know, it comes in spurts, and then you get periods where things just drop off. And, you know, I'll say this. I was very lucky. I got funded just shortly before the 2-week period. There is about a period in there from about 2 weeks. Most people will tell you from about 2 weeks to your last 4 days where things get very slow, and then things just start picking up the last 4 days of your campaign.
Why is that?
And I don't know. I think it's just that I don't know why that's a good question. I don't know why that pattern is. I think my guess would be by that point, you've gotten enough of the initial people you've gotten all the initial excitement people. That is, the people who look at it and say within, you know, 30 seconds, they're saying to themselves, yeah, I got to back this. And then you're waiting for those last minute people, the people who've, you know, saved your screen or the web page or whatever, and are just waiting. And, you know, the people who want to see, is it, you know, should I put my money into this? Is it going to be close to funded? I'm very happy to say that I was lucky in that I was funded just after that 2-week period ended. So I didn't have to deal with that. But, you know, you're going to have periods like that, and you soldier through it. And, you know, so yeah, I guess I've
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's kind of, I've noticed that as well with all of a sudden it just like gets very slow, and it's like, what happened?
Nothing happened. It's just the name of the game, you know. And
you know, sorry. What you're saying something about going on the shows. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sure this must be what it's like for anybody who's serious into sales. You must have, long periods where you're getting a drip and a drab here and there, and then all of a sudden in 1-2 days, boom, you make your nut.
Right.
And so it's just how it is. You got to get used to it. So if you have any other quick questions, fire away, because I do desperately need to get back to
All
work.
right.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me on one more time, Tank. I really appreciate it. And,
you're welcome.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet you, man. Good.
hey, and hey,
Congratulations on your.
I've got a Tuesday show where we review indie comics. I've also got the best Sunday morning show, Comicsgate Sunday morning show, because it's the only Comicsgate Sunday morning show right now. But we always have creators on those. So when you guys are ready, hit me up. I'll put you on the show. So
Sweet.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
All righty, ma'am. I really do need to go. I hate to go. I'd much rather do this, but it does not yet pay the bills. So
Yeah, you gotta do that, man.
All righty. Thank you very much for having me. And again, do please back tilt. Have a good day.
Yes, you're welcome, Doc.
Take care, man. Really nice to meet you.
Same here.
Yeah, so that was Doc's a really awesome dude, and
Yeah, he seems like a really cool guy.
he's a good force multiplier in the comics community, so the next thing I was going to show off for everybody is a buddy of mine, Michael Hing. He's got a pre-sign up for his book. He's an up and coming writer and illustrator, and he's got a book coming out called Troubleshooters, and it is a cyberpunk adventure set in an alternate world in the year 2030.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Everybody's got so many great projects going on right now.
oh, dude, it's the competition is real. It's real. So there's not a whole lot of information on this book just as of yet. He's still putting it all together, but I do encourage people to go sign up. Signing up, that costs nothing. And he's still let's see here. He's so he's still coming up with a goodie, with a special goodie.
Special goodie.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things. And I'll get it.
I can afford special goodies.
Right. So, and for people who buy like a physical tier or whatever, whatever he's going to come up with, I don't know, but you can sign up for a troubleshooter. It's his pilot. The tagline is "The future is corporate."
Is what?
The future is corporate.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those macabre, corporate dystopias where it's all about business.
Yeah.
And I've had a chance to check out the treatment and a bit of the script for this, and I'm telling you, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So highly recommend this one. Go sign up, and that's free. That doesn't even cost a thing.
I can afford free.
Yeah, right. It's no obligation to buy, nothing of the sort. The only thing that can happen from you signing up for the pre-launch of a campaign is something potentially good if you decide that, hey, that looks like something I like.
See, that's such a good idea.
Right? And
that's a really good idea, because you're getting people excited even before the campaign launches.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I am going to go ahead and did I not pop that out? I did not pop that out. I am so fired.
I'm just kidding.
I am so fired from my own show. It's been nice, folks. We gotta go. Bye. No. What's funny is that I could actually remove myself from the stream and just hand it over.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do the show without you.
Then I could come right back. I just because I still have control of the show. Like, say I had like 6 incredible people, right?
Okay.
And myself. Well, the Streamlabs, you can or StreamYard for free, you can only have 6 people up there. So say there's this intense conversation going on. I could duck out for a hot minute, go hang out in the green room in the backstage, and let those 6 people just do their thing.
Wow.
That trips me out about this software. I did that to myself accidentally.
Oh, that's how I found out.
I found out accidentally during the middle of the show.
I told him I meant to do that.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. I totally meant to do that. So right now, what I got up on the screen is the pre-sign up for Prologue to Retribution. That is going to be one of 5 in a limited series coming out here shortly. It is the lead up to my spectacular graphic novel, 2065 Retribution.
Wow.
This one, a cyber gang attack in Pittsburgh leads Scalpel Zero to investigate possible Soviet involvement. That's right. The Soviets exist in this timeline. They never went out of fashion, but that's because this is an alternate timeline.
Out of fashion.
Well, they're back in fashion now, sadly. But if you sign up for this, not only will you get special news and stuff starting this weekend, I'm going to send out a weekly newsletter just once a week. You're going to get an update. And you will also get, if you decide to back a physical tier, you'll get an exclusive Manny Correa trading card. I don't know what he's going to draw you yet because it is dealer's choice on his end. I'm going to be handing him a whole bunch of character designs, and he gets to pick which one he wants to draw. And so you'll get an exclusive trading card from Manny Correa, creator, writer, artist of the unbreathable Skunk Girl, the Smash IndieGoGo.
I like that Skunk Girl.
Yeah, dude, she's a good one. And I'm just a little hint for the audience. She's coming back later this year, guys.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
So
issue number 2. And these issues are like trades. They're big. They're not small. These are giant-sized issues. So you're getting like two whole comics. At least 2 to 3 comics. I think we calculated it was 3 floppies in the first issue. It's good, and it's good classic 90s style, 80s 90s style like comic book action. It's got
nice.
You got a nice progression of story. It's got twists. It's got cheesecake. And so I'm gonna go.
I think the covers usually will convey that cheesecake part right away.
Oh yeah. No, he had a couple of covers. In fact, I could probably go ahead while I'm showcasing you here because Shinobi Raccoon likes what you're doing there. He says, "Looking good there, Jason."
Oh, thank you, man.
It's looking good, man. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look for.
Thank you, Shinobi.
For his there we go. I'm gonna go look for the comic on IndieGoGo. Go find that page and show that off so I can remind people in case they haven't seen what they don't know about the unbreathable Skunk Girl. Man. No, this was a good, solid first campaign. Manny Correa coming out of nowhere, and we can't wait for his happy return because the Dog Stars we just aren't complete without him. He is the dog.
That was his first campaign as well, then.
Yeah, that was his first campaign.
Wow,
and he paid over $6,000 on that.
Oh man,
he did really, really good. And
I should have been looking at his page. I probably did look at his page actually when I was putting together mine.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta do some little acrobatics while you're drawing.
Just a couple flips. No, my earphones just ripped out my head for some reason. I'm erasing too hard, I guess.
You're just getting carried away. All right, here we go. I'm gonna keep you down there in the corner so that people can still see what you're doing over there.
Thank you, brother. Oh, I like the squirrels.
Oh yeah, no, the sweet Lorenzo Slesak, he subscribed to Scattered Comics on Twitter, and thank you very much for
thank you
subscribed, because if that appears in the chat, man, it messes with the algorithm. So thank you, Brother Lorenzo. Hail Raven.
Brother Lorenzo, thank you so much, man.
So let me see here. I gotta go navigate back over to here. I'm getting a mouse. I swear. It's like, this is annoying using the touchpad. All right. So as we scroll down and take a look, we can continue. Yes, continue reading. Yeah, because it's no longer in demand. So it's closed out. But we got awesome Manny Correa artwork. That's one of the Skunk Girl covers right there that I got going on. Let's see here. Let me make sure that it is showing up in the Streamlabs. Yes, it is. StreamYard as Stream Place. Anyway, we got the standard Unbreathable Skunk Girl cover by Manny. She's beautifully done. We've got the wraparound cover by myself that I did.
Oh, let me see it. Oh, there it is.
And
wow,
you just characters from the.
Did they tell? Was this your idea, or did they tell you throw every character in the?
This was Manny's idea. He gave me a concept piece and a list and general arrangement of characters and whatnot, and said go. And so we've got Canadian Shield. We've got Passion for Drawings dude. I forgot the name of him. I forget the name of some of these guys, but we got Avani, we've got Niobe, we've got Little Girl Lethal, we've got
so these are all indie people, all indie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great idea.
These were all like some of these are like some of these were our internet personalities like KG, the Super Wrench extraordinaire, who's not with us right now because he works designing top secret super soldiers for the U.S. government.
Oh yeah,
that's our story. We're sticking to it. We got Vestry on there. Remember we were talking about Vestry, Shabby's guy.
Right.
And he's the big hulky guy in the middle. We got Scalpel Zero getting a knee in the groin from Skunk Girl. Poor Booster Kiwi being crushed. He's a wonderful online personality. We got Canadian Shield in the background from Cross Comics.
Oh, Canadian Shield! I saw that book on IndieGoGo.
Yeah,
and it showed up on one of my recommended kind of things.
Oh,
and I
nice!
checked it out. It looks really cool. So I was following this campaign for a while.
Rick Piper's a great guy, man. He's a great guy.
See, I didn't know him personally. I just saw the book and I was like, oh, this looks sweet.
Yeah. Rick's it's a fun one too. People were expecting, so I think some people were expecting it to be just like all smashing bash and stuff. It's actually got a story.
Stories in comics. What?
I know. People have missed out on that one. Sucks to be them.
No, I think there's more. No, I don't want to. I'm not bashing anybody, but I just think that with the indie books, there always seem to be more heart into the stories. To me, the ones I've ran into, it seems like they really, well, it's their creations. They believe in these characters like, they're their babies. So I think there's more love that goes into the storylines, at least for the ones I've bought and gotten.
Heck yeah. Lorenzo says, "Hail Raven and praise Starfire." Absolutely. We love the Teen Titans over here, man. And we love the feud.
Teen Titans.
We love the feud. And I love dumping a little bit of gasoline on that feud of, who's the greatest Teen Titan, Starfire or Raven. And there is no other answer. I mean, if you don't pick Starfire or Raven, then obviously you must not be a hardcore Titans fan.
So you can only like one, huh?
Well, yeah, one or the other, man.
Okay.
Full of pride. That's the one that appeals to us egocentric types, I guess.
The feud continues.
It's the best online feud there is.
I didn't realize that was a feud. So.
It's just silly. And the reality is that the Church of Starfire and the Cult of Raven both support each other.
Right.
And they help each other out, and they're always good.
Oh,
that's right. Oh man. Well, we got some controversy in the chat. Hail Blackfire! Whoa!
What's Blackfire?
Oh, see, that's Starfire's evil.
Oh,
yeah.
oh! See what you started. Oh no!
I got Lorenzo started. Although Lorenzo, who's always been promoting Green Lives Matter, he says he doesn't think there's any green brothers on the cover. There is, actually. There is. There are 2 green brothers on that wraparound cover. You just have to look for them. And I hope you enjoy the little hints, the little fun stuff that I snuck into the cover. I snuck in some. I like to sneak in little details in my artwork, especially these days. And,
like Easter eggs or something? Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean like Easter eggs or something?
Yes. Okay. I like to sneak in Easter eggs, and there's quite a few Easter eggs on that Skunk Girl wraparound cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I can't say what, and I cannot confirm nor deny, especially if they were already, say, I don't know, maybe copyrighted and owned by large corporations. So if it is brought to my attention and I am asked, I will deny.
now does the creator know that you did some of that Easter egg stuff in there?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Manny knows, and because I believe he was the one who colored it. He was the one who colored the cover, and I'll pop that back up on the screen real quick. We'll go take a look at that, because I don't think I have an image of that saved onto my desktop. Let's see here. Let me see if I can open this image in the new tab. Let's see if that'll let me. There we go. Let's see if that shows up on that. Yep, good. Okay. So yeah, there's all sorts of fun stuff. We've got there's some fun Easter eggs hidden up in there. And yeah, no, we just we got permission from all the indie characters and stuff that we put up on there, and we're like, hey, can we showcase you on this cool wraparound cover? He's like Skunk Girl. He's like one of those things, like Skunk Girl, Deadpool beats Marvel.
Right.
Kind of deals.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking even further back. I remember one where Fred Hemberg destroys the Marvel Universe or something like that, and it has the same kind of look where they're all bodies just laying and he's standing there. Of course, super cartoony.
Yeah, and that's exactly the whole feel that we went for with
right.
That.
No, and that's why I was like, oh, that's such a fun cover. Well, you have a blanket permission to use any of my characters.
Oh, I thank you, sir. And
try and keep them dressed, but
Oh yeah. No, we'll keep their clothes on. Well, folks, I want to thank you all very much for joining us today. Oh,
yes, thank you for having me on the show, man.
Before we go, we've got one last. It's a question statement type of deal from Lorenzo. He says Jason's manga girl is so cute. He says manga or anime. It's kind of like a mix, man. It's also like I like the fact that it's got a little bit of like that urban Bay Area twist to it, because I grew up in the Bay Area, so I recognize that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people say I have a sort of a anime / graffiti art / European style. I'm like, I okay, what? As long as you like it. I don't know where it comes from. It's just a melting pot of just a bunch of stuff that I grew up with, I think, that influenced me. And then style, as you keep drawing, your style just kind of comes out of you, Awesome.
Well, hey.
But thank you, Lorenzo, for asking. Great question.
Yeah, no, Lorenzo's awesome, man. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. You can find Jason Dube on Twitter at Scattered Comics. Definitely, totally worth a follow. Go check him out. You can also find him on Twitter and Instagram. You can, or Facebook and Instagram as well.
I do have a YouTube channel as well.
Oh, yeah.
You could just look up Jason Dube Draws or Jason Dube. I think I'll pop up. Also, I think this piece I drew today is going to be an original art piece I'm going to put up on the campaign today. So.
Sweet.
Noel's been asking I should put up one more original piece, so I think just doing this on the show is going to be the piece I put up. So if anyone likes it, it'll be up there later today. But yeah, check out the Lilith and Mara campaign if you like horror comics. The Lilith and Mara are the twin sisters, original vampire and succubus, that all other vampire clans came from. This is the book for you.
Definitely check it out. Link is in the description for the campaign, so go check that out. Also, go check out Tilt from Doc Hog. Link in the description for the campaign as well. And go sign up. And if you're in the mood for something dark and dystopian, go sign up for the pre-launch pages for both Troubleshooters from Michael Hing and Prologue to Retribution from myself. Signing up for my campaign and backing a physical tier will get you an exclusive Mana Korea trading card that will only be available to those who signed up in advance. And hey, you know what? If the campaign is not something that you're into, then all you've wasted is less than a minute of your day. All right, folks. Thank you very much for joining me once again.
Woohoo!
Midweek.
Midweek.
What the heck did I call this show?
Midweek Weekly.
Midday today. Whatever. Thank you very much for joining the show. We are about to hit the tank trail. Charlie Mike